address. So what I've been doing is I work with foreclosures, and people that are in foreclosure, their information will be posted in usually on a newspaper or something, and this is usually the case in most states. It'll be published in a newspaper, and you can find their address, you can find what their name is, and how much they owe on the loan, as well as who is servicing the foreclosure. It's usually like an attorney's office or something that specializes in that, and they're the ones that carry out the foreclosure. They file all the paperwork and get it all the way to the auction. So you can find out all the information on in your local newspaper or your Sunday paper. Now there's websites where you can find it, and even like some title representatives can give you that information. And sometimes they even skip trace like the contact information. But the problem is with foreclosures is it's hard to reach them. They don't answer their phones. They don't open their mail or anything. So it's hard to get that message across. There's a few things that are really strong in getting your message across, and this is across all marketing. But like sending an email is really strong because either way they're going to read the subject line. So you can put your message in the subject line, it's going to get through, even if they don't open the email. So that's stronger than even whatever is in the body of the email, because there's a chance that will never be opened. And it's the same with mail. So mail is really effective in getting things in people's hands. In fact, I think that it could be a stand-in for door-to-door, because nowadays a lot of people are upset when you knock on their door and you're unannounced and you didn't tell them you were coming over. And a lot of people have like the Ring camera thing, so they don't even come to the door. They're not even home, and they'll talk to you and they'll tell you to go away. And it's like, is that really a great use of my time when all I'm really doing most of the time is handing out a flyer, just making sure that the thing I printed gets in their hands? And it's like, if that's all I need to do, then why don't I just send a postcard? Because it's accomplishing the same thing, and it's saving me the trouble of going out in the heat where it's like 120 degrees because it's Las Vegas. It's really good to meet people, but haven't made anything happen yet out of that. So yeah, I think that mail is just as effective for getting your message across, but I think a postcard is the most effective because you don't have to open the envelope to get the message in the postcard. It's right on the front. So here's what I have printed on the postcard, and this is for people who are in foreclosure. So this is what it says on the front. It says know your options. And we can help, team of real estate. So this is just saying you have options that are available to you, and you don't have to go it alone. And then on the back, it has my contact information, my headshot, which I don't think is great. I think it came out a little dark, and it has like all my stuff on it. And then I write the address and I put the stamp in the top right. Yeah, so why do I work with foreclosures? So I'm really passionate about letting people know what their options are. I think a lot of people that are in this situation are not aware that they can do other things besides just let the house be foreclosed on. A lot of people think that all they can do is sit and wait and hopefully move out when the time is right, and when the sheriff comes to their door, they'll be ready. But there's a lot of things they can do. For one thing, they could try and modify their loan. So they can get a reduced monthly payment, or they can have the missed monthly payments put back onto their loan. And a lot of times the reduced monthly payment will increase to a larger monthly payment in a year or a couple of years down the road. There's always a chance that the loan modification isn't approved. Sometimes the lender will say we'd rather have the house than have you living in it. So for a lot of people, it's just kicking the can down the road, the loan modification. So if the house gets foreclosed on, if it makes it all the way down to the auction, there's a chance that it'll sell for less than the value of the loan that the borrower owes. So if they have a recourse loan, the lender could come after the borrower for the difference between the sale price and the amount of the loan. But the borrower could try and sell their home. So if they have enough equity, they could sell the home, just a regular sale, and try and make the profit and pay off the loan and move. Some people don't have that kind of equity, and they'll end up still owing if they try and sell the home. So that makes it not an option for them. But what they could do is short sell the home, which is basically settling the debt with the bank after the home is sold at a fair but competitive market price. The bank agrees to drop the rest of the remainder of the loan for the borrower, so they're off free and clear. It's also better for the borrower's credit because they'll be able to buy a home sooner, depending on what kind of loan they go for in the future. But the way it affects their credit is not as bad as having a foreclosure on your credit. So there's definitely advantages for a short sale for the borrower, and there's advantages for the lender on doing a short sale because they get the home back faster and they're making a profit off it faster instead of waiting for the whole foreclosure process. And then a lot of times when they go through the foreclosure process, the house is just completely destroyed by the person that was living in it. And so the lender likes to avoid things like that. And so it's advantageous for them to choose to do a short sale as well. So this is how much the postcard costs. It costs $48.76 to have it printed at Staples, and it costs $44 for the stamps. So about $95, something like that total. And that's to ship them and everything. So I don't think that's a bad price. I still got plenty more. And what I do is I just get their kind of contact information. I fill out the card, and then I just send them out daily. Yeah, I think it's going to reach somebody. This is going to work. And it's not like a huge investment, like $100 to send out 100 postcards. It's like $1 postcard. That's not too much. Because like $100 is like 2 tanks of gas. And then it's like, how many people can I visit with 2 tanks of gas? I don't know, like 10. Maybe 10. Because of how long it takes to get there around the city and everything. Even using a super efficient route. Yeah, maybe like 10 people. I don't know. I'd have to do more math on that.